So how do you use different technologies, different equipment when you're a public speaker, but the room or the environment seems like you've got the wrong tech for the wrong place? Hey everybody, my name is Reed Mihalko. I am the creator of readaboutsex.com, and I'm also the creator of Sex Geek Summer Camp and Sex Geek Conservatory, and welcome to a little tech conversation when you're being a public speaker, just an educator who educates in a lot of different environments. So what we had yesterday when we were talking is a basic wireless mic here. It's a Sennheiser wireless microphone bottom on a really indestructible mic. This is called the Shure SM58. And this is a mic that is used for all kinds of events, and is a great mic because you kind of have to keep it close to your face for it to pick up things, and you might want to turn to the side so you're not blocking the camera. But since this is a more intimate shot, because I'm giving a workshop today on sex education business, like dating your business model. This is at a conference. I'm recording this from CatalystCon in Los Angeles. You can check out catalystcon.com. And so here we have a different room, completely different than the theater that we were in the other day. And what I'm using here is a handless headset mic, kind of like the Janet Jackson situation, where I'm going to be teaching because I like to use my hands a lot. And because I'm in a smaller room, I don't want a microphone in my face the whole time. Whereas if I'm in the theater and I'm far away from people, the handless microphone is great as well, but I can do more teaching and more talking with the microphone, especially if I'm running into the audience and want to hand the mic to an audience member. So when you're doing your public speaking and you're geeking out on how to be a better educator, how to design and run experiences for people that allow them to be present and to get the information, and you want people to be grounded and relaxed as well, right? Because it puts them in a better headspace for learning. When you want to be building your career as a public speaker, knowing how to use technology and feeling comfortable with it just makes you a better performer, a better educator up in front of the room, because there's an ease and a coordination that you get from using the technology wisely, or in some cases, picking the right technology. Because you might be at a speaking event or lecturing at a college, and you've got an actual AV department, and they're asking you for what you need. If you don't tell them, you might get stuck with a microphone on a cord that's only 25 feet long, and maybe you're that educator who likes to run out into the audience and kind of do that Phil Donahue, let's hand the microphone over to get questions, and that 25-foot cord isn't going to help you get to that back row when you have 200 or 600 students all in that room. So one of the things that can be really useful as you become a better educator and be a better public speaker is to get yourself to be more comfortable with the equipment of the day and understanding what you need in a given situation so that you can create a more powerful experience for your rooms. Now in this situation too, this is a pretty small room. This workshop's going to have less than 20 people in it, and because the room's pretty small and the acoustics are great, I could do this entire class and not have to use any microphones or anything at all. I could use my actor projector voice to do that and just reach everybody in the room. And I want to record this workshop so that I can use bits and pieces of it for other purposes, and also offer the recording to the attendees of this workshop so that they can re-watch it and further anchor their knowledge. So as I'm going to set up my camera over here later and film the front of the room where I'm going to be teaching, if the room doesn't need the microphone, it doesn't need to be patched through the speakers in the room for everybody to hear, then I need equipment that basically is invisible and doesn't get in the way while I'm teaching. So it informs that if I want to record this and not be annoying everybody, while I'm teaching, by having this piece of equipment in front of me when it's not broadcasting over speakers, this would just look weird, and it looks and feels out of place. However, when I've got a headset on, I've got a situation now where people kind of forget that I have the headset, and I'll kind of come closer. If you can see it. So this headset mic, and I'll put the links in the bottom for you. You know, these mics are not cheap, but sometimes the AV department will have them, so you can ask for a wireless or a lapel mic will do the same thing. I can have this now happening and record really great sound and not be intrusive to my audience or my workshop attendees while I'm teaching. And again, like, I would only use this mic when I'm teaching because I like being hands-free, because I'll be writing, you know, on the flip chart and things like that. I like having a mic like this so I can run into the audience and give people the opportunity to get their voices on the recording as well. And then you also, you know, you can encourage people to speak up while they're talking so that the entire room hears them, even when this isn't being amplified over speakers. So these are all this all kind of falls under the umbrella of like, how do you just be a better speaker? How do you be better at understanding your environments? This small room is very different than a theater or an auditorium where you're gonna have hundreds of people. You know, this small room is gonna be very different than a podcast where you just have one microphone in your face. It's different than a teleclass or a webinar series where you're on a telesummit where you're on the phone. Do you have the right equipment so that you can give great sound and great images to people so that they just see your stuff as professional, even when you're just sitting down in front of a camera before a workshop, just kind of winging it? So knowing how to do those things and feeling comfortable around those things, I think just makes you a better teacher, makes you a better educator, helps people learn, and then just continues to build this air of professionalism and quality, and you're also getting information and capturing it in high quality ways so that you can, you know, edit it or repackage it and put it out into the world. Some of those programs you may be selling, so they become revenue streams for when you're not teaching in person. And these professional little clips are the things that when you put them out there in social media in the right way, when people are Googling you and trying to figure out, oh, should I invite this person to come speak at my college? Should I say yes to this person's workshop or discussion panel proposal for this conference? As people go out onto social media to see if you're any good, this kind of material will help them get that you get how to do this stuff and that you're a great educator. If that stuff is useful for you, if you're like, ooh, this would be really useful for me to learn, then please check out, because I have a 3-day workshop where we're gonna geek out on all this stuff and give people practice working with a microphone and give people time to practice teaching in different kind of setups in different environments. You know, how you behave when you're on a television interview, very different than when you're in a room with 700 people. And the behavior has to fit the teaching environment, and you still need to stay the same, right? You can't become this completely different person because then it seems inauthentic. So how do you learn those skills? If you're curious about that, please go to sexgeekconservatory.com. And if you're interested, please join us for 3 days of geeking out about speaking, teaching, facilitation, upping the savvy, weaving them all together so that you can be a more charismatic and thrilling educator so that you can make public speaking fear you. This is Reed Mahalko signing off. Leave some comments below. Like, what do you think are some good tips for different kinds of rooms that you teach in, different kinds of experiences? What have you found to work? Leave your comments below, check out the link, and I hope to see you at Conservatory.